So Camille, D&D is renowned as an F&B operator, and at the moment South Place is the only hotel in the portfolio. What do you think, coming from an F&B background, brings to the hotel? Perhaps what do they do differently, and how do they promote the brand using their F&B skills and experience?
It's quite nice, actually. I think we're really fortunate because it's seamless, and having restaurants that you run and bars that you control means that you can keep tailoring them and perfecting them to the demands of the client. You're not licensing it out to someone that you then have to chop and change relationships with. So the same team in our hotel meet every morning, and you have everyone from the events floor, private dining, the restaurant on the top floor, the Michelin-starred Angler, to the ground floor Brasserie 3 South Place, to all the hotel staff, guest relations. Everyone knows everyone's allergies, arrival times and preferences. So it can be a beautiful symphony when everyone's communicating. So I think it really encourages us all to keep bettering what we do provide. And I think in terms of things being more experiential, we're able to provide that complete experience. So we treat ourselves almost as an island. When we first opened, we had press calling us Miami off Moorgate. And you could just step in the door and spend an entire weekend. I'm really fond of the term staycation, which means that you have brunch downstairs or afternoon tea in the garden, and then you go to your room and you watch some free movies, have a bath, get ready for your big dinner reservation, have a tasting menu on the top floor, cigars after dinner, and then you go down. You can spend the whole day pottering between, and we work really hard to make sure that there's never-ending surprises, I suppose.
And did having a fan base, if you like, as a restaurant operator help to boost hotel occupancy? Did people who had eaten at your other outlets come in and think, well, we might as well stay, there's rooms here, it's not just another restaurant?
I suppose it brought a certain curiosity, but because a lot of the guests that stay with us are from the States or from Europe, there's a restaurant D&D has in New York, and they have one in Paris, but beyond that, you have people that, it's great to be able to say that they've got 25 restaurants around London, 30 restaurants. It does mean that we can take them on a whistle-stop tour or make some preferential arrangements, but it didn't really give us any, you'd wish to say that you had it in the bag. But no, there was a degree of building to be done.
And you're in an interesting geographic location. You're on the edge of the city proper, the square mile, and what was going on in Shoreditch. And your hotel seems to have a little element of both. I mean, it's obviously, you get a lot of business use, but it's by no means a typical business hotel. How do you appeal to the pinstripe traders and the cool kids in Shoreditch who are both within, walking distance of your property?
Yeah, and I think, well, I mean, the first thing you never want to do is assume or pigeonhole a customer, and you go into the ground floor and you've got your dude reading Monocle and he's wearing his suit, and then he'll go and he'll change for dinner, and he's just, his full arm is tattooed and he used to be a model, and you never know who people are these days. So I think, the best thing we seem to do is just treat them as if you had many things in common, and there is a mutual curiosity about people that may work as a graffiti artist or a tattoo artist that comes in and sees the stockbroker. There is that kind of respect because there is a mutual interest in saying there's investment. You could potentially set up discussions with our members club. You find them after a few drinks, they're sharing cigars and chat as well. So there is a certain breaking down the barriers, I suppose, through creating nice environments. We have a live DJ Thursday and through the weekend. So we have a couple different spaces with live music. So we basically try to break down the barriers and create a really lovely space that doesn't make any assumptions and takes no one for, you never talk down to people, I suppose. So if you give them the best, you attract people that appreciate that, whatever they do for a living.
Does the guest profile change as the week goes on? Does it alter drastically from, say, Wednesday to Saturday night?
Massively. Yeah, so we have two markets. So Monday to Friday, we are just usually full with buzzy people that are coming into the city for business, headquarters, travel. And in the weekends, it's completely opposite. It's leisure, which is something we work harder at, and it's all about discovering the beauty of that side of London, because it's lesser known what goes on just in sort of Spitalfields, Bishopsgate, Brick Lane. But actually there's quite a lot of nice attractions, even with the Barbican, with Guildhall Gallery. The City of London at the weekend is actually really peaceful, and it's so it's the oldest part of London. So we've had to try and understand how to put that in customer terms. When you fly out to New York and have a chat with them, they just say, huh? So you need to say, well, it's the oldest part of London, And I actually did a welcome card that has the history of our spot. So it started with 200 AD when the Romans started the first beginnings of the settlement of London, and then it goes to when they put the portal of Moorgate in the London Wall. It's actually quite interesting to World War II, the bombing, everything being razed to the ground. So we've had to learn ourselves about where we sit.
So a new build property, but you're telling the story of the location rather than the building, which is the thing that has been
Yeah. It's not a hotel. You have to treat it as a home because you think that is their home for whether it's for 2 weeks or whether it's for a night. You want them to feel like they've had a bit of an experience rather than just a tick on your guest welcome sheet.